Hi everyone, thanks so much for popping in today. Little bit of an extra coffee break I thought we'd have today. So as you can see, I've got my coffee. I have started on it, hope you don't mind. I just thought over Easter, I know some of you are on your own. And I know a few of you've messaged recently and you've not been very well. And a couple of you are looking after partners who aren't very well. And, you know, I really do take it seriously, the fact that, and this isn't a promotional video, it isn't, I'm not selling anything. This is purely me coming in, wanting to spend a bit of time with you, especially if you're struggling with life at the minute. Because honestly, that's what I do my videos for. After meeting so many lovely crafters at workshops and getting to know you all, being able to come in online and hopefully, you know, if you can't get out, hopefully me coming in might just help. I know when our youngest Mikey was poorly and having lots of seizures, I used to put the television on and I used to put the craft channels on and I would talk back to the presenters. And do you know what? If they reminisced over something, I didn't feel like I was on my own. And from that, that's almost, obviously I'm not going to do the same here because I'm not a TV presenter, obviously. I'm just a friend. I'm just a person who thinks if I can come in and spend a bit of time with you, then if it helps, do you know what? I'm so thrilled because that's why I do it. So as I say, today's a bit of an extra. I've got my coffee. Now, what I need to do is I need to make a tag. So that's what, if you don't mind, I thought I'd do. As I say, this is purely me. I've popped in my craft room. Adam, our eldest, was in hospital last weekend, really poorly. They thought he had sepsis. They transferred him to another hospital. Cut a long story short, he's at home, but he's still very poorly. He was back at the doctor's yesterday. And so extra grandma duties, basically. And I've been this morning, I've taken the boys to school. I've also been to the post office. So I'm possibly going to pop this video on Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure when. I'm actually recording it on Thursday because obviously Friday, Saturday, I've got extra grandma duties. And Saturday night the boys are going to have a sleepover. So hopefully Adam and Dan can catch up on some sleep for them. I hope that all makes sense. You know what I'm like, I'm rambling. Do you know what? Let me have a sip of my coffee. So anyway, I need to make a tag and it's just a gift tag for a friend. It's not specifically a birthday or an Easter or anything like that. So I've actually looking at my stamps and I love this and it's called Zen Leaf 2. And it's quite a generic stamp and I just fancied sitting for 5 minutes and doing some colouring in. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And often, you know, for me, if I am struggling, just colouring in, just making a coffee and just making something like a tag for me just winds me down and makes me feel, I've got a lot to do today. And I thought if I just do this, it'll just make me feel better and I'll be able to get the rest of my jobs done. Got to pick the boys up from school and they're coming for tea and then showers and then I'll get them back. Danielle will be back from work. Adam's in bed poorly, so that's my plan. And as I say, this is just a bit of a before I do nursemaid duties. So I'm going to ink up in black and I'm thinking across here. Again, use your acetate as a guide. Lovely. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to, as I say, I just fancy doing some watercolouring. Now, remember your tags, it's watercolour card. So, I've got my box. This is how I keep my Zig markers. A few people have asked. For me, I think the best kept flat. That's just for me. And I just keep mine in a box so that I can just pick my colours. Now, I think today, do you know what, I might go for blues and greens. Let me get a couple of... Oh, that's a nice blue. I'm not sure, really. I might change my mind. Oh, you know what? I've just dropped them all on the floor. Sorry, Eric. So, they've landed on Eric. As always, he's sat here in my craft room. Right, and I'm going to turn it this way. So what I'm just thinking is, if I just add a bit of blue there, and then a bit of dark blue. Do you know what? I'm going to take the lids off. You know what I'm like. Then I've got my watercolour brush here. And if I just drag that colour out. Oh yeah, I like that. I'm just going to go back in with it a little bit darker down that middle. Right, so I think I'll do the next one blue. And then that darker colour. And do you know what? This, just for me, honestly, just winds me down. So let's have a look at my green. That's quite a light green. I think I might do them in pairs, look. And then put the dark green down the middle. I mean, again, there's no thought. I've not prepared this. I just wanted to come in and play, and I thought you could join me. And again, you could use your watercolour pencils for this. Now, do we go back to blue, or shall we introduce... You know what, I'm dying to introduce some orange. So let's go yellow and orange. And again, I'm going to take the lids off. So we'll go yellow. And then down the middle. And at the base, orange. And I'm just putting my brush back in the water, so that it helps clean it, and then it's there ready. Now I can always add a bit more colour if I want. Now again, if you're doing this for a man's card, you might want to just keep to sort of browns, blues. Now this one I think will come in with the blue again. And this one. So I hope you're having a nice weekend. I hope you can relax a bit. Now, what's the weather like with you? In the UK, obviously, it's spring. Now, I think our clocks might go forward this weekend, and I've got a feeling it could be Saturday night when we have the boys. I must check on that. Right, let's go for yellow. No, green. So we've got lovely spring weather, so, but obviously... not everybody's in spring. I know some of you are going into more autumn. I like that green. I wouldn't mind, I've put my coffee, I've done that thing of putting my coffee next to my water pot. And I keep looking at it thinking, do not put your brush in. Just need a little bit more water on there, not coffee. Now I can always add a little bit more colour if I want. Now obviously I'm just going to turn it round. Well, that's really pretty, isn't it? So yellow and orange next. Now if you needed a sort of a rainbow based card, you could do rainbow colours on this, couldn't you? But again, if it was for a specific, can't speak, occasion, I mean, I think it's just such a lovely generic stamp. I mean, don't forget you could stamp it on its side like this and sit, maybe pipping on it. If you were doing an underwater theme and you'd not got any of our underwater stamps, you could make it an underwater. So, and I'm thinking blue for these last two. But I love looking at older stamps, you know, because I do think we have ones and we forget about them. It's funny, I was saying at the extravaganza, I think when I go to bed, my stamps come alive and they talk to each other and they go, oh, she hasn't used me recently. and they get upset. So, right, so what I'm going to do now is just come in, because this will be drier now, and just add a little bit deeper colour almost down the spines. So where's my green? There's my green, look. And just at the base here, just to give it a bit more oomph. And then the orange. It's quite funny, I have to knock everything off when I record these. And the wind must have got up outside, and I can hear, got a beautiful floral wreath on the front door, and the wind must, and it sounds like somebody's knocking at my door. Right, let's turn that round. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? And I love that extra, just that extra depth of colour. Right, what I think I might do is just take the light green and just add some green just to this, so it just flows a bit better. Right, the little dots. What should we do with those? I think I'll come in with one of my metallic markers. Now, got a green, I wonder what, let's have a look. Well, I've gone for it, I've decided on this. Now, I like these, the metallic ones. And again, you know, it's nice just to spend time and take your time just colouring in. No rush. Been shopping and bought a leg of lamb for Carl and family over Easter. I won't be eating it, but he loves his lamb. So sorry to any vegetarians out there, but he's a real meat eater and it's his favourite. So I've got that to cook, some roast potatoes. Mind you, it's nice to be able to have time to cook. Just enjoy, actually. Sometimes we're so busy, aren't we? We just miss out on things like just having time to cook. Now, what I'm wondering is, with my gold, if I just dot on these, I think it might just give them a wee bit of sparkle, not too much, because I'm thinking I'm going to add, you know what I'm going to do, add some of my Posca splats. Now, we've got the liquid pearls, don't forget. If you knew, obviously I'm just doing this as a generic, but you could add liquid pearls or gems over the top. And I love there's some dark ones, look, black ones. They're nice. And I just think that's worked so well, and it's so pretty. And again, we've not done a lot, but it's given me that chance to colour. Now, I want to just have a little bit of shade almost round it, or do I? See, I'm thinking I don't want to spoil it. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to drag the colour out here, and then I'll decide if I want to drag the colour around it. Yeah, I'm going to drag it round this side and see. See, this is one of them. I'm going to have a go. It's a watercolour tag, so do you know what? If you don't like it, just blend it out to nothing. So if you find the colours too deep, add some water and just dab it with your kitchen roll. But as I say, because it's watercolour card, remember you can fuzzy that edge. So look, I'll get a piece of kitchen roll and then I can show you. So I can wet that and then just dry it, and it'll almost faux bleach it. So I just want to wet that edge a bit more. Fuzzy that edge. and we're going to get that watery colour. Oh yeah, I like that. I'm glad I did that. So actually, I'm just going to watercolour this a bit more. So I'm going to do this side to match. I have to say I'm having a lovely time just playing. So first of all, look, I'm just going to add my water all the way down, and then I'm just going to take it sideways. Whoops, nearly went in my coffee then. And just try and create a different shape, and then just blot it a bit. Right, and if there's any bit I'm not keen on, like that's just a bit too, I didn't like the shape there. So we'll move it a bit. That's better. Yeah, I want to get rid of that bit there. Can you see what I'm doing? If I'm not keen, so here, look, I'm not keen on that line there. It's too straight a line. So if I just wet it, and I can take some off if I want, and just move that shape. And don't worry, if you take too much off, just come back in, add a little bit, then add some water. So you see how we've altered that little bit. So I just want to drag a little bit more. And then I'll show you what I mean. It's just so you don't get those straight edges. You just want it nice, and I like that look. And I just think it takes just a little bit. And what I want to do is just take it up a bit more here, look. So it almost looks like it's come down the side of the card. Right, I'm just going to pop my heat tool on it, and then I'll show you what we've got. So you see what I mean? We've just got that look down here as though it's just come, and it's nice because remember you've stamped in permanent ink, so that won't move. And you could use your paints for this. And I just think that's such a pretty little tag. Now, I'm going to add some Posca splats. Let me have a sip of my coffee. Anyway, have you got a biscuit? Have you got a cheeky biscuit? I'd love you to tell me what you got. Now, my coffee today, this is a caramel macchiato. I've got one of those coffee machines. I've got to be honest, I love my coffee. I could happily not eat all day, but I do need a nice coffee. I think I drive poor Annie mad at the extravaganzas because every time she goes past, or Jack, bless him, I'm always going, oh, any chance for coffee, please? Terrible. Like I say, manage all day without food, but I do like my coffee. So what would be nice if you leave a comment and let us all know what's your cheeky brew and your cheeky snack. So as I say, today, mine's caramel latte. Normally I have decaf. And I'm being good. I'm trying to be good. We've got a holiday booked in May. I can't wait. I just need some time off. And so I'm really trying to be good. I'm at that age where, seriously, I just look at something and it goes, hello, I'm going on your hips and your tummy. Right, some Posca splats, and this is with this glitter, the yellow glitter, as you know, my absolute favourite. As I probably mentioned, when I had my workshop at Lavinia at the weekend, I bought another one. So I have got 3 of these on the go in various stages of, because I'm like that. Now, I just need to put the lids on these, so bear with me. But yes, it will be interesting to know what you're all having. And don't worry about your pens, by the way. Just while you're working, it's fine to leave the lids off. And look, if I can see the colour, so this one's blue, so I definitely know that's blue, and that one's blue. That's a green. And it's funny because more or less you can, that's not got anything on. That's got a hint of green, so there we go. Now, I'm going to leave this without a word, but you know, the beautiful sentiment stickers. Now, recently, one lady was saying to people that she thought these were cheating. I'm afraid, do you know what? I think in crafting, we shouldn't ever tell anybody that they're cheating, because you do whatever you want. If you want to stamp a word, if you want to handwrite a word, that will be beautiful. If you want to use stickers, use stickers. It might be you don't want to add anything, but that's up to you. And as long as you're happy with what you've done, you know, you go with it. I'm going to leave it and decide. So, oh, I might not. What I might do actually, I do talk to myself like this all the time, because I've got this fabulous tin, look. My brother gave me this, and it's full of little bows. Now, I'm thinking, do I go for that one? Oh, yes, I've just dropped the lid on the floor. Sorry, Eric. Oh, that woke you up, didn't it, mate? He's looking at me in disgust. Isn't it funny how they managed to have a... Right, say yellow. No, I don't like yellow. I don't think the green I've got is a... No, that doesn't go. It's the wrong green. So I think it may... Right, that blue or that blue. So you're probably all shouting at me. I think it's that. I'm going for that blue. I'm hoping you agree. I really wanted sort of a lighter... Oh, I've got one there. No, too light. Let's go, right. So I've got to put that back on my shelf. And I'm going to go for a word. Take a moment. And I think that's a lovely sentiment, because I think we do need to... Now, here's the bit. There. Oh, no, I do actually like it there. Oh. Take a moment. Now, before I stick that on, I'm just going to look. I've got a lovely bag that my friend Anne made for me, which is fabulous. And in it, I've got all my craft yarns. So I'm thinking I need some blue, because if we're putting a blue bow, and although I've not got a dark blue, I think I might have a piece of that. And then let's see. Now, if you haven't got these craft yarns, they are fabulous. Honestly, I can thoroughly recommend them. I love them. Now, I like that. Where's the hardest thing for me is finding the end. Here we go. Right. Green. Is that like... Yeah, that's like that green. So, green, blue. Now, have I got an orange? What's in here? This looks like an orangey section, doesn't it? Oh, that's a nice one. That one. That green's lovely. Bit dark. Now, I like this. This is my favourite, this yellow. So I definitely need that. I might get rid of one of the other colours. I don't know. Let me see. 4 might be too many. And I'm going to put this through before. So I'm just going to pop it through, look. Go for the middle. Oh, I think 4 will be okay. Just going to cut that one down a bit. That one down a bit. That one. Yeah. I'm thinking about the bow, and yes, I'm going to go for it. Do you know what? So, bit of Bippity, Boppity glue. Put the bow on. But what I might just do is, I've got my little butterfly stamp. I may just stamp. the reason I'm thinking something's missing, but I don't know what. So what I'm thinking is, you know, this favourite pound butterfly of mine. I'm going to stamp a couple, and again, on an offcut. And it's so good to use these offcuts up. I hope you do. So I'm going to stamp a few. I'll probably only colour one because I don't want to overcook it, but I might as well stamp 4 while I'm at it, and then they're ready done, aren't they? Might even put one on the back, you know. That would be nice. So let me just have a sip of my coffee. Colours, I definitely want a blue in it, don't I? And then maybe that green just in the middle. Let's have a look. Right. We'll colour this one and see. So I'm thinking if we have green in the middle, dark blue on the outside, just round the edge, look, and then light blue almost in the middle, because that will blend into the green nicely and also into the dark blue. And I can almost start blending it with that light blue. Right, let's add some water. Let's activate the green first and push that into the blue. And then that dark blue's quite dark, so we do that last. Now, I think that's lovely. What I'm going to do is get my Wink of Stella and actually go over with my Wink of Stella. And do you know what? When that's dry, I'm thinking that is going to look perfect on here, but also it will tie in that dark blue that's on there. And I think that's just what it needs. I might even take a moment. Oh yeah, just at the base there. So I'm just going to wait for that to dry, and I'll cut it out and add it to my tag. But you could do this, you know, with so many of your stamps. But even if you just fancy doing a little bit of watercolouring, just dragging that colour out, the watercolour, if you've not got watercolour tags, watercolour card, just have a play. And you know what? I've really enjoyed doing that. So I'm just going to sip my coffee. And I might just colour another couple of these, maybe some different colours. And then maybe I'll just do a yellow, orange, and have I got a red? And you know what? This is what I love to do. So maybe I'll colour one with red around the edge, look. And then yellow in the middle. And you know what? I can cut this one out at the same time. And you know what I'm like? I'm bound to need this for a project, aren't I? Because I'm bound to have a project that's got yellow and orange in. But that hint of red really spices it up. And this time, I'll just come straight in with the Wink of Stella. Into the yellow and then into that red. Oh, that red, it's such a lovely colour. Clean it, look, little bit of red, but that's all. Do you know what? Love this. I'm just going to carry on now. Sit here, colour the next 2 in and just enjoy myself. So do you know what? If, say, you are caring for somebody and maybe they're just having a little nap and you've got 10 minutes to yourself, why not stamp yourself some of these pound butterflies on some scrap card? Get yourself either your watercolour pencils, these beautiful Zig Clean Color pens, or your ink, doesn't matter, but maybe a little bit of watercolour painting, some Wink of Stella, and look, I can happily spend time just colouring butterflies. And you know what, honestly, it makes me feel so relaxed. But I'm going to have to get a move on because I've got things to do before I pick the boys up. And I'd better think about giving Eric his medication as well because he's looking at me like he does. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your Easter weekend. If it's just a normal weekend for you, I hope you have a lovely weekend. And as always, thank you for popping in and spending time with me. And I do love reading your comments, so thank you. And it's so nice that you answer each other's comments as well. It's such a lovely community on here, and such a family, and it's good to reach out for support to each other, because that's what we're here for. You know, in this day and age, there are so many selfish activities about and people. It's nice that we can do something just because, and just spend time together just because we can. So you take care, be kind to yourself. Much love and hugs from me, and I'll see you on Easter Monday. I've got a video ready to share with you. Bye for now.